G'day, guys. We are one day away from the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I want to talk about three things, or three things that I seem, I guess, most important for this game. Yes, it's preseason, but in my reality, and I think when I was talking to Owen about it the other day on the podcast, if you guys like podcasts, go and check out the podcast we did the other day. But in my reality, our Pittsburgh Steelers, season has already started. What do I think? I think the quarterback battles are going off. Mason Rudolph wants more time. Kenny Pickett is playing really good football. Trubisky is playing good football. I believe that the season is already started, and we have two more games to go. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars tomorrow, and we have the Detroit Lions at home, and then we have a week break, and then the real football starts against the Bengals. But here are my three, top things to look out for. Firstly, I want to start off with we have to, and I keep talking about it, but I think we have to quarterback play. So Coach Tomlin talked about the other day about the order, and if you guys didn't know, if you didn't hear so far, that Coach Tomlin has organized the depth chart for this game, and it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky starting at 1, Kenny Pickett starting at 2, and Mason Rudolph starting at 3. And there could be a slight chance that Chris Oladukin might play. He did get some reps, but Mike Tomlin didn't say didn't tell the media that he was playing. But he said those three players. And if you look at it this way, this gives the Steelers, a chance to go into, as Mike Tomlin would say, a hostile environment like Jacksonville Jaguars. Sure, it's not the craziest place, the biggest fan base, but they have somewhat, I guess. Leniency towards, it's still a home game for them. They have Trevor Lawrence and they're trying to get out of the gutter, but we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. But what I like about this quarterback battle, guys, is Mitchell Trubisky is playing good football. And in my opinion, I think Trubisky still will be quarterback number 1. However, it's good to see Kenny Pickett climb the ranks and get those reps with, the second tier players leading into probably the second quarter. I think Trubisky will play 1 quarter, maybe 2, and then Pickett, and then Mason Rudolph will finish the game. So that's exciting. That's one thing to look out for. The second thing to look out for, guys, is Myles Jack. And there's a few reasons why I say Myles Jack. One reason being is, I think in my opinion too, and you guys might agree with me, and the whole world is now like really putting on, some harsh words towards Devin Bush, but at the same time, he might deserve it. You know what I'm saying? He might deserve it. Myles Jack is heading back home to Jacksonville, his former team. So that's quite exciting to see him go back to Jacksonville and, maybe play a few downs. I would expect Myles Jack and the number 1 defense, number 2 defense to play like quarter 1, quarter 2. And this is like the dress rehearsal game. So I'm excited to see what he can do against his old team. And sure, they're not going to go out super crazy. And I hope, knock on wood, that there's no injuries. But I want to see him be comfortable in that middle linebacker spot. Of course, Devin Bush, do something, please. Do something. But I'm excited to see Myles Jack go back home to Jacksonville, and show the Jacksonville Jaguars what kind of player you are and what kind of organization the Pittsburgh Steelers are. The only thing is, I wish that Devin Bush would stand up and want to play for this team. It doesn't feel like that Devin Bush wants to play for this team at all. We've all been through the news the last few days. You guys know what's going on in the world of Steeler Nation. Devin Bush doesn't want to be a Steeler, apparently. It just looks like he doesn't want to be a Steeler. Now, lastly, I want to see in this game what I'm looking out for. And of course, there's so many things to watch. It is a preseason game, but there are so many things to watch. I want to see the offensive line play. And the reason why I bring up the offensive line play is because the Pittsburgh Steelers are versing the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Trayvon Walker was the Jaguars' number 1 overall pick in 2022 and number 1 overall for the 2022 draft. So I think this will be a good test. Look, I know he's a rookie, but still I think this will be a good test for the Steelers, that if they can go out there and shut down Trayvon Walker, not even get anywhere near the quarterback, don't give up a sack, don't give up any pass rush, don't give up any pressure. I want to see wherever he may line up, if it's against Chooks on the outside as a right tackle, or if it's against Dan Moore Jr., I want to see if he goes against Chooks, right, the veteran Chooks, or he's got more years on Trayvon Walker, I'm excited to see that. I don't know if you guys are as well, but Trayvon Walker was a pick by the Jaguars, and there's a lot of hype about him. And as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I want to see that hype get shut down. I really do. I don't want to see him, be explosive or smash Trubisky, smash Pickett. I want to see absolutely no sacks from Trayvon Walker. So that's my three things, guys. I'm talking about quarterback, middle linebacker, Miles Jack, and also shut down Trayvon Walker, the number one overall pick for the Jaguars and the number one overall pick for the 2022 draft. Let me know in the comments below what you're excited for. I can't wait. It's another day away until Steelers versus Jags football. And then when we get through this game, it's the Lions. The next game after that is going to be Steelers versus Bengals. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.